Hello everyone, it's Jennifer and thank you for joining me today. This week is week number 3 for the Jessie James Beads Summer Bead Blast. So excited about this week. We get to work with stretch bracelets and memory wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out, I got this gold colored Opelon Elasticity in one of my Jessie James Beads Secret Stash boxes, which if you have not ordered one of those Secret Stash boxes, go back and look at some of my videos where I ordered some of they are incredible, $49.99, and you get, I think it's about $100 worth of beads and components and something like this, where I got some stretch cord, and I got gold, and gold is pretty cool. So I might use this gold, and what I want to do with it is, since it's gold, I kind of want to show it off. So I'm not going to worry about tucking in the knot and hiding the knot on this one here. We're going to leave the tails coming out. Then I also have some black, and this one is 1 millimeter, and this one is a little bit smaller. It's 0.8 millimeter. And on the back, they have the instructions on how to tie the knot. I've never done it this way. I've tried several times and I just cannot get it. Well, I'm going to try again, and I'm going to do that on camera. So if you don't see me tying the knot this way, then that means it didn't make the cut. I'm also going to bring out, this is also Opelon, and this is fiber cord. And I really like the fiber cord. And for me, what determines if I'm going to use the stretch fiber cord or if I'm going to be using stretch cord is basically the beads. So if I'm going to be using seed beads, making a small seed bead stretch bracelet, I'm not going to use this cord here because for me, it feels just a little stiff for seed beads. This here is a little more forgiving, and I'm going to use it for my seed beads. However, my large beads, I'm not going to use this for the large beads. I'm probably going to end up using the stretch cord for the larger beads. That's how I kind of determine. So it's about 8 to 10 over 8 millimeters. So 8 millimeters and higher is where I kind of go with it, especially the 1 millimeter. There's also, I think there's a 0.5 millimeter too. So maybe the 0.5 millimeter I could use for those smaller beads. Also too, I have some Opelon memory wire. This one here is the variety pack. So I have the ring size, I have a smaller size here, a bracelet size, and then like a large necklace size. I think that's what that is. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to use this second to smallest one here, and I'm going to use it as a pendant. I'm not going to use it as a bracelet or anything. I'm going to use it as a pendant. You can also use these as earrings, ear wires for earrings too. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2. We're going to do a stretch bracelet or 2, and then we're also going to do something with memory wire. I was thinking that I would go ahead and use this ice cream mini bead mix. I love this ice cream mini bead mix. It has so many incredible colors. Look at all those blues and all those silvers, and then you have some black in there or a dark blue. And I'm thinking I'm going to go that route I'm going to use some of the smaller beads and use some stretch fiber cord, and then thinking that I will go a little bit larger beads for the stretch cord. So I'm just gonna play with some of the beads and see what kind of comes out. I might be able to mix a little bit in here over into the stretch bracelet, maybe some of those rhinestones, because these crystal beads here that have this large hole, I want to save those. Here's why I want to save them, because I want to make something with some silver silk, and I just want to bulk up like a necklace or a bracelet with using all of those. So basically I have also too, this is from the Parisian blue, I think it's Color Trends. I can't remember if it's Color Trends. I think it's Color Trends. But look at these ceramic beads in there that have the large hole. So I am actually going to be separating out from here on out any of the beads that are large like this that I can get some silver silk in. I usually like to keep all of the beads together with their pack so that I know that all of this came with the Parisian. But as far as all of these large hole beads here, I'm just going to go ahead and put them all in a pile and go for it. So we'll use some of that. And I'm thinking maybe some gold. I'm thinking I might throw gold in there and save some of those silver pieces. But who knows? We might add something else in there because I do want to make a pendant or something with the memory wire. So let's go ahead and get this all pushed to the side. And I think I might start with the gold stretch cord. Let's see what we have in here. What a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous mix. We have, oh, look at those. Those are so pretty. And it is just going to be a little bit asymmetrical. Oh, those are 2 hole beads. Oh, those are awesome. I love it. And we have some little cube beads. And we have some large rounds. So I'm probably just going to kind of maybe bulk them up in different. Ooh, those are so pretty. Look at those. These are very light. Very light. And then just maybe put them together in kind of an symmetrical but asymmetrical way. I kind of like those on their own. I think I'm going to save those out. And let's go ahead and add these guys in there. And again, I don't have to use the gold. I can use just regular. I love these cage beads. Who doesn't love those cage beads? I love them. We're going to do something with those, with that. Oh, look at these little guys. Look how cute they are. So let's pull the small ones off to the side because we can use, maybe I'll use the stretch cord for the stretch fiber for these little tiny guys. And then whatever we have left, we could just make a pendant with it. So we have those. And I'm a separator. I like to separate out. Okay, I do like these. These are so cute. Love them. All right. So then we have these gorgeous chunky spacer beads. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. That's so pretty. So we're going to grab all these little guys. Let's go ahead and grab these little guys in there too. We can mix those up. We can have those in there too. And I just realized I snapped my, I broke my needle last time I used it. My needle that I use for the stretch fiber. I use, is it an eye needle? And I just need to go find one. So I'm going to go find one. All right, so I have stuff all split out. And again, we can do something like this to separate out. And then we can also, we can add a few of these and do that. And again, when you're laying out your beads, so I'm laying out my beads and I'm looking and I'm going, oh wow, this is about 8 inches here, because across the board, across this little beading mat is about 8 inches. And, oh, that's about 8 inches. So that is a huge bracelet, right? No, not necessarily, because of the size of the beads that will carry it down. I kind of like these with these. These have a nice size hole. Okay. All right, so then we have our little potato chips too. We'll save our potato chips. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep this out just in case. Kind of want these. All right, we'll keep these. These are all just in case. And then we'll go ahead and do something with this here. And I am thinking that maybe I might go ahead and use these. Just see. We'll see how it flows. So then we have it like that. It's going to be big, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We can have them all going like this. We can do that. Then what you want to think of is, so for this one here, I'm going to have to tuck in my hole somewhere because I'm not going to use the gold. I'm not going to use the black either. So I'm looking at these beads, and those beads look really good to tuck in a hole, or a knot, to tuck in a knot. So then when I would start it with that bead and then just start going around. And for this one here, this one does have, and for this one, I'm just gonna mix it up and then put them all together. And I'm just gonna like mix them and put it all together. And we're gonna use the stretch fiber cord for that. These I might be able to save. All right, so let me go, and I'm gonna go ahead and use some clear elasticity, and I have it in this big, huge spool. And I'm just going to stretch it out. I'm just pulling on it to precondition. You wanna do this so that you're stretching it out. If you don't pre-stretch, then it's going to, then it will stretch over time, and then your bracelet will end up not being, because I mean this here, this is probably a good maybe 18, maybe 20 inches, and it wasn't that. It was probably maybe 12 inches to start off with. Okay, and I can see here, I can tuck my hole in there too, but this one is really big. I like that. And since we're gonna be trying out this, since we're gonna be trying out the knotting, I actually want to end up there. Okay, so let me think. It's going to be up here. So I'm going to just start here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all threaded on here. And again, I don't need a needle for this. That's what's really good about the elasticity, is you don't need the needle. You do need the needle for the fiber cord. And I'm just going to keep on going. And again, this is just, I mean, there's no real true design to this, except for the fact that I've just bundled up all of the different beads together. However, though, this could be a good destash project too. That one's a good one. I think they're all pretty much good. Okay, and then I want to end up with this one here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and start on this end. I was going to go away and just do this. So I'm going to finish this off camera, and I will come back. I'm all done. Isn't that cute? I just love it. It fits on my wrist perfectly. It's so that it has a little bit of movement. So I am just going to go with this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and tie that knot. I'm nervous because I normally don't do that. I normally do it probably the wrong way. Actually, I have been doing it the wrong way. Okay, so now it looks like we're doing like a surgeon's knot, but with both. So let's go ahead and oh, I'm probably gonna fumble this so many times. Okay, so let's go like this. Okay, and then let's pass that through again. Make sure we get both of them all the way through. Okay, that was success. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's let go of one finger. Okay, and then let's keep going. I'm pulling. Did I do it? Then let's see if we can. I did it. I did it, right? Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. And that is not going to come out. And then I'm just going to go ahead and just like, oh yeah, that doesn't move one bit. Yay. You guys saw it here first. I did the knot, the bead-along knot. So then what I would do is I would grab some GS Hypo cement, and I have some here somewhere. But what I would do is I would just go ahead and dab some here and then trim it off. Okay, and then it tucks right into that bead, or it should. Let's see, there it goes. And it tucks right there into that bead. And now we just have a very easy bracelet. And I did the knot. You guys have no idea how excited I am. That is perfect. All right, so let me go find a needle, and we're gonna use some stretch fiber cord. So I didn't find the needle that I do like to use, so I'm going to use one of these here. And what you want is you want something flexible. For me, this one's a little too flexible, but it'll work because I'm using some smaller beads, and then it just has that nice hole there at the end. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work from the spool. So I have my spool here, and then I'm going to go ahead and thread this in and come down a bit. And what I want to do is I want to end with a crystal rondelle. And the reason why is because it indents a little bit. And so I just want to have that to tuck in the knot. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix. And then I am just going to randomly pick up. And I'm just going to go for it. And again, this is just another little destashing project that you can make, or you can make these with your bead mixes. What a great way to use up your bead mixes. And then just that first one that goes through is a little hard because I should have done that first. There we go. Because it has to kind of flatten it out a little bit. You just have to be careful. That's why I like the eye needles, because those go through. It's just like a needle. You don't have that loop at the end. And then also too, I don't want to shred my fiber cord, because that's one thing it can do. If you're pulling on your needle a bit, you can start shredding it. Now it doesn't shred once it's on. Once it's on, it's on. I haven't had any issues with any of my stretch fiber cord bracelets. Some of them I've had for a really long time and they haven't done anything. So rather than you sitting here watching me do this, I'm going to go ahead and keep on threading and go off camera, and I will come back when we are ready to tie the knot. This knot will be an easy knot. So we made it down to the end, and this is a really good size. I like this. It's going to be a good size. Now what I like to do with the stretch fiber cord is I like to go back through a second time, and part of that is because when I am tying this off, I want to, I have a certain way that I tie it off, and it works really well when I go back through again. So what you do is when you go back through, you got to hold on to the cord that is coming out of this side, as well as pulling on the cord that you're passing back through. And I just try, the good thing is that this is still on the spool, so you're not going to have it come all the way through. And I'm going to give you a little bit of word of advice. Do not do this right after you have lotioned up your hands. Yes, when I was putting the rest of this together, it went flying. And I know that I missed some beads. They're somewhere around here, but I was able to get this put together. Okay, and then when I do this is I'm not pulling. So when I'm doing this, and I'm sorry, I used some turmeric and it is just not coming out. When I'm pulling, I'm not pulling where the needle is. I am grabbing on to the actual cord and pulling from there, so that I'm not pulling and stretching from afar. I'm kind of staying close. And then we're just going to continue going all the way around. And again, I just do this for a little bit of added protection. I don't know if anybody else does it this way. I probably had to learn from someone to do this somewhere. I'm sure I did. All right, so let's go ahead and continue going around. And I'm just going to go around until I come out of, I will be coming out of this crystal rondelle. And when I've done that, then we will tie this off. And then I did find my GS Hypo Cement, so I was very happy about that. And it was right where I always have it, so it wasn't really lost. I just didn't see it. And just make sure that you're staying down there. All right, isn't that gorgeous? I love all those colors and these pops of, I don't know if it's a navy blue or if it's a black, but those little pops of the dark color are so pretty. I love when you have something dark or when you have something maybe pastel and have like a pop of bright yellow or something. And sometimes it's just a little difficult getting this back through again because you are now passing through, you've got 3 strands going through some of these beads. So you just have to be patient, take your time, and it'll all pay off in the end, because then we're gonna have a gorgeous bracelet. And then what I'll do is I'm gonna do a memory wire. So I'm gonna do a memory wire bracelet and maybe a pendant or a pair of earrings or something. And I will just do that in a separate video so that we have a stretch bracelet video and then we'll have a memory wire video. And again, this is part of the design challenge from Jessie James Beads for Summer Bead Blast. What a great way to destash some of your beads, take some, or if you see something you like here, like if you like this Cookie Monster ice cream mini mix, then you can go grab it. It's beautiful. I had another one on hand, and I probably have 2 more on hand. I probably have another one somewhere. Okay, so that is that end. So we need to go through this more. Sorry this is boring. I shouldn't have done this while talking the whole time, but I had to tell you about don't do this after lotioning up. And yeah, just don't do it after lotioning up. And then get yourself some good, is it eye needles? Yeah, I mean, this one works. I'm digging it. Okay, so now I could go ahead and take that off. I can go ahead and cut off from the spool, and I have more than enough. I have a ton. So now I just want to tighten things up, but I don't want it to be so stiff. I want it to be flowy, right? But I also don't want big gaps. And I just go through and I look because sometimes there will be a piece of the fiber that might get, you know, where it's kind of coming out a little bit. You just have to push it through. And that just comes from going through and doing it double. All right, I'm in love with this. This is absolutely beautiful. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is, so you have these 2 strands coming out, right? And then you have this other strand too. So you have basically 2 strands and then another strand in here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a, so I'm going left over right and tie that in a knot. Okay, then I'm gonna go right over left. Okay, I'm gonna go right over left and then go around twice. So we're gonna do like a little surgeon's knot. So we're gonna go 1 and then we're gonna go 2. Now I'm not sure if this is the way it's supposed to be done. This is the way I've been doing it and it's been working perfectly fine. Okay, and then I just kind of give it a little bit of a tug. Now that I have this, and if you look, I've got this kind of triangle thing going on. Well, what I do is I take 1 strand and pass it through, just like so, and then bring that around, and now I have then back up again. So now I'm going to do the same thing all over again. Go ahead and tie once. Then we're going to go twice around this way. Once, twice, and I'm sure my big hands are all in the way. I'm just doing a surgeon's knot going around twice. Okay, just like so. And let's go ahead and bring that down. And then I just kind of tug a little bit here and there. I just kind of tug. And now I could probably do a whole nother one. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a right over left. And I'm gonna do a surgeon's knot. Go 1, 2, and go down. Get that, get it a little tug. Then what I'm gonna do is grab that. I'm gonna grab a little piece of paper towel, just to have, just in case, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off, then make sure that you take off the nubby. It's kind of a new, it's a new one, it's a new tube, and so it kind of already comes out. And so then I'm just gonna go ahead and add some to the front and the back, make sure I get all the way in there. I'm gonna blow on it a little bit. It's not completely dried, but I'm gonna go down to there, and there we have it. And it doesn't tuck perfectly in there. Let's go ahead and put this back on. It doesn't tuck perfectly in there, but it tucks in enough where you're not gonna see it. And there is our second stretch bracelet. So this was using the Opelon stretch fiber cord, and this one here was using the Elasticity 0.8 millimeter. And there you go. There is half of the design challenge for this week. Again, please check out Jessie James Beads. I'm going to go ahead and put a link to their website in the description. Check out Summer Camp 2023. I have to put in a plug for Summer Camp 2023, not just because it's JJB, and I love Summer Camp. I've been in the summer camp ever since I heard about the summer camp. And this year though, you will see me. I will be with Tricia on the s'mores makers, and we're going to be, it's at the end of the camp during Zoom call where everybody can talk, we can see everybody, and we're gonna all share designs. So I cannot wait for that. So please check out the summer camp. I'll put a link in the description for summer camp as well. Please give this video a huge thumbs up if you like it. Also, do comment. I love to see what everybody has to say, and subscribe. And until next time, have a good one.